So guys, Canada has just announced radical changes to the temporary foreign worker program. The LMIAs, the beloved LMIAs that people use to apply for their work permits are now under the scanner. IRCC, Honorable Mark Miller, the Immigration Minister of Canada, has just held a press conference and they have declared radical changes to this particular program. In this video today, we will be discussing everything about that press conference and what changes are upcoming in this particular program of work permits. Guys, please be sure to watch the video till the end. My name is Sahil. Guys, welcome back once again. My name is Sahil. I'm a regulated Canadian immigration consultant and I practice here in Ontario. My office is here. If you have to get in touch with me, my number is on the screen and the details are there in the description box. More than happy to speak with you. Before we proceed any further, please make sure that you hit the subscribe button and the bell icon because we talk a lot about Canadian immigration. And if you are an aspirant of moving to Canada, then this is the channel that you must be subscribed to all the time. So guys, today's news is extremely important because Canada has just announced changes to the temporary foreign worker program and they want to better address the labor market requirements in the country. Now, Honorable Mark Miller, who is the Immigration Minister of Canada, was in a press conference and they declared important changes to the LMIA that has been used so far by people in order to apply for their work permits. Now, work permits in this particular regards are a part of the temporary foreign worker program. And yes, the first big change is that, or rather a backgrounder is that during COVID-19, the pandemic era, had increased the validity of the LMIAs to approximately 12 months to 18 months, and this was in response to people or employers who could have more time when they wanted to hire people, where people were facing delays whenever they applied for their work permits, potentially reapplications if their applications got denied. So IRCC declared that during COVID, the LMIA, the length of the validity of the LMIAs would have been expanded to 12 to 18 months. Now, in this particular press conference that was held, Canada will now reverse the COVID-19 related changes, and as of 1st May 2024, the new issued LMIAs will have a validity of only 6 months. Guys, that's a big change because a lot of students today inside Canada are using these LMIAs to claim points for their PR. Now, as you are already aware that in Express Entry you can claim 50 more points if you have an LMIA, a PR supporting LMIA. Then previously people had more than a year. Now after 1st of May, that duration will be reduced to 6 months only. Now what if there is no draw within those 6 months? That means the LMIA will be wasted and the efforts will have to be done again in order to get a renewed LMIA. And the whole posting, sending in documents, everything will be done. So that's the first biggest change that Canada just announced, saying that the validity or the length of the LMIA will be reduced to 6 months only starting 1st of May. Second big change is that during the COVID-19 era, the TFWP program had allowed low wage workers, to the companies to have a cap of up to 30%. So earlier it was 20%. They raised it to 30% in order to accommodate low wage workers in a particular company. Now again, this particular cap is no more there, or the relaxation is no more there. The cap is now brought back down to 20% only. So that means, in the coming times, if an employer wants to hire low wage workers, then the cap is set at 20% only. However, this particular cap is still not applicable, or rather it is still at 30% for people in certain sectors including construction and healthcare. And also the agriculture sectors, the seasonal workers still remains unchanged with the as is situation. Guys, overall these were the two broad changes that were held in the temporary foreign worker program. But another important remark, or the most important remark of the whole meeting today, was that IRCC had expressed concerns over the number of temporary residents in Canada. While there is a full length video that I've planned for this because it's a very, very deep topic and there were some certain figures also attached to it, but broadly, today the number of temporary residents in Canada sits at approximately 2.5 million people, which is close to 6.2% of the whole population of Canada. Now, Canada has to say is that this particular number is huge. They're not able to maintain the services, infrastructure, housing, and a lot of students were taken advantage of, and then they had ripple effects and all. Now what Canada has planned is that in the coming few months they will be having meetings with the provinces, resetting the targets, and the temporary residents for the first time in the history of Canadian immigration will be reduced by a target to 5%. So overall, temporary residents, the number of temporary residents in the country will be set at 5% of the overall population of the country. Nothing more than that, guys. It's the first time we will see these pointers coming up in the immigration levels plan, which should be tabled somewhere in the month of September. But the plannings have already started, and they have now geared up to reduce or put a cap on the number of temporary residents in the country as well. Now there will be some ripple positive effects in the number of PR applicants as well, which we will discuss in the forthcoming videos. But for now, today's news, the event was very eventful. Number of changes, a lot of people are going to be affected with this, but yes, we are delivering the best possible news with regards to Canadian immigration in the videos. Guys, if you have any questions, if you feel you need a discussion with us, please feel free to schedule a consultation with us. We would be more than happy to speak with you. Once again, we wish you all the best, and we really hope to see you soon in Canada. All the best.